Okay, welcome to 2D animation, the first video for this class. When we start up Adobe Animate, I'm going to go through a few things and try and keep these videos nice and short. So to start with, on the very first day we went through creating a new Animate document. So we're going to click on ActionScript 3.0. So this is our stage and this is our pasteboard. Anything that is on the stage is visible for our viewers, and anything on the pasteboard is hidden. So if we hit Control Enter, we get a preview of what our animation is going to look like, and we haven't added anything yet, so there's not going to be anything there. Layer 1, this is our timeline. If we want to add something to layer 1, we can. Oh yeah, this is in the Essentials workspace. And I like to keep my toolbar, see how it highlights blue? I like to keep it over here, and there's not a whole lot happening at the bottom of this toolbar, so let's just collapse it. So we've got two icons in this toolbar. We see the properties of our document. Right now, the size of the stage we can change to 800. Hit Enter. We could change the height of it if we wanted to as well. Right now, we're not seeing our whole stage, so we could lower our timeline. We could center the stage. Okay, so some of our other properties, we've got 24 frames per second. We're going to leave that in this course. 24 frames per second is standard in North America. Any film you see is in 24 frames per second. So essentially that is 24 images, or 24 of these things. These are frames flashing in front of us, in front of our eyes, every second. So if I want to extend the timeline, I'm pressing F5. Now this is a blank keyframe. I don't have anything happening here yet. I'll go to the oval tool. If I want to select Object Draw, we'll put that on for now. So the stroke is the line around our object, and the fill is the inside of it. So if I wanted to select a color, if I drew, it'll be an oval. If I hold down Shift, it could be a circle. If I select this and I want to change the size of the stroke, I can do that here. So let's just change this to 3 pixels. Okay, so now I can see that there is a keyframe on my layer. I'm going to call this ball. So I just double clicked on it, hit Enter. If I want the ball to move, I need to do two things. The first, I need to change it. I'm pressing F8. So that's the shortcut. F8. I'm going to call this ball. Make it a movie clip. Select OK. The second thing I'll need to do is to create a tween on the layer. So there's two types of tweens for motion. One is a classic tween, one is a motion tween. They both do something very similar. For the classic tween, if I press F6, that puts in a new keyframe. I can move the ball across the stage. So the ball is in its original position here, and when we move to the second keyframe, the ball just appears in its new position. If I don't like this position, I could move it somewhere else. So if I want that ball to move, right click, create a classic tween, and it just moves from that location to this one. Test it. So what's happening here is it is just repeating, right? It's just repeating. It gets to the end of this second. So it's the 24th frame, 1 second long, and it just goes back to the beginning. If I want it to be longer, I can move to frame 48, press F5. I can drag this keyframe. So I'm just selecting it, dragging. Now the amount of time between these two keyframes is longer, so the ball is moving slower. I'm going to close that. So I'm going to try and keep these videos short. So the first one, we are creating a motion tween using a classic tween. The next video I'll show you how to use a motion tween and do something very similar.